covering a chapter of Chainsaw Man. Actually are good to go as well. Actually are good to go. So yes, we actually have a return actually cover chapter not, well, actually not 95, that's actually JoJo Part 8. 75 of Chainsaw Man, as we know. 74, oh my god, what is going on? Who the fuck is Makima? What is happening? I'm so scared. That is the vibe of Chainsaw Man at this point. It's like, who is Makima? Every single chapter is like, oh, I know who she is. Oh no. Oh no. It's just constant. It's like, bruh. Exactly. Same exact time. Same wavelength. Bruh. God, this manga is something else, I swear to God. 9/12. Indeed. My God. Oh, what's gonna happen this week? Well, actually, it hasn't even been a week. It's only been like 5 days, I think, if I remember correctly. What's gonna happen this time around? I don't know. Oh yeah. Isn't the numbers something? Hasn't Fujimoto always kind of hinted at numbers being a massive thing in Chainsaw Man? I swear he has like a whole entire list of like numbers that he agrees are good, and then stuff that's bad is a different set of numbers, if I remember correctly. If I remember, like he likes odd numbers or something, or some odd and some even, if I remember correctly. Really? Well, I guess we'll find out. So let's actually begin this chapter, which actually is called 9/12. So, Makima. Oh dear, Angel, do you remember? Usage 10 years. Down. When pressed, you managed to break free of my power. You... What are you? What are you planning? Angel. Say you'll give me all of you. I give it all of me. Good boy. Bruh. What do be the power though? Sorry, you two. I really had no other choice. Japan's full of spies, more than any other nation in the world. The operation to take out the Gun Devil has already been exposed. It was rather meaningless, even as a bluff. In the end, things have taken a course that will cause the greatest damage. That's unfortunate. Oh. It seems the time has come. If you don't kill Makima now, the worst possible peace will descend upon humanity. Who the fuck is Makima? Who is she? Even the president's just like, yeah, we gotta take her down. It's like, who the fuck is she? Is she like, is she the girl? Is she like the epitome of like everything? It looks like the other nations have already given up. No, it's probably more accurate to say they've accepted it. Fearing and strengthening Makima is nothing less than the history of humanity. Everything, even resistance, may be a step on predictable course. But the land of the free rests on my shoulders. I cannot simply surrender without so much as a whimper. My citizens, forgive my foolish decision. Gun Devil, I give you 1 year of the lifespans of the American people. In exchange, I want you to kill Makima. That is the Control Devil. Ow! Ow! Fujimoto! Spicy reveal. The spiciest of all reveals. Also, what? You could do that? I guess the Gun Devil's kind of a bit more interesting now. So by the way, just, yeah, I'm like, whoa, okay. Come. Bro, this is like... Bro. September 12, 1997, 3:18:21 p.m. The Gun Devil hits the city of Nikaho in Akita Prefecture, Japan, far from off the coast for 12 seconds. The following is the Gun Devil's recorded behavior. Immediately upon appearance, the ability activation. Ability to fire a bullet through the head of every adult male within approximately 1,000 meters of the gun devil confirmed. Ability to fire a bullet through the head of every child aged 0 to 12 within approximately 1,500 meters of the gun devils confirmed. And there are all the deaths. Holy fuck! Fujimoto's been watching a lot more, watching that Tetsuo the Iron Man. God damn. Jesus Christ Almighty. That is a design and a half. That is Jesus. Bruh. Also, very interesting that there's a similar like mouth to Denji as well. Let's realize that. I mean, it's probably meaningless, but just little thing there. Bruh, indeed. Fujimoto just came out and said bruh basically, and just left. Woo! It's really hot in my room right now, but Jesus Christ Almighty, God, I need to open the window a bit more. What is happening? Oh wow, Chainsaw Man, what's been happening? What's happened after 69? For the love of God, everything's hitting different after 69. I must say, like, bruh, it's just been one reveal after another, and it gets to the point just kind of sitting here going, what? Whoa, bro. So we've now actually kind of, the main thing is, besides the whole thing with the Gun Devil, now we know who the Gun Devil, we now know what the Gun Devil actually looks like. I can't even speak. My duderino, indeed, my dude, my fam. There is most certainly fire punch in this chapter. We've actually reached the point when Arkane takes his face off, and he just be like, you're just sitting there going, what's happening? Same thing here. It's the same kind of feeling. Oh shit, is he? Oh shit, yeah he is, he's there! My boy's there! I can see him! So, is it confirmed that Fire Punch actually is a film then? Unless it's just an Easter egg. The conspiracies this initiates. But it's actually also a very Fire Punch chapter in its own way as well. So yeah, I mean, or is it? That's the real question. Can you really tell with Fujimoto? Can you tell with that boy? Because that boy he's on a different plane of existence compared to us. He's vibing somewhere else. I don't know what's going on anymore, but I'm just sitting there like I can't like just every single week just kind of like bruh. I mean, it's been one of the best mangas of all time for the last, I would say, 60 chapters, but I do agree. This is getting even better now at this point. Holy shit. Oh, wow. So, I guess now we actually know, I guess the main thing, like, above all else in this chapter, we actually know Makima's actual true identity as well. Oh shit, is it as well? The actual plot thickens. We actually know now she's the control devil, which actually kind of does in theory make sense, because we understand how I guess technically speaking, doesn't this whole entire thing like completely subvert how you've seen the events this whole entire manga now? Oh yeah. But the problem is, if you actually kind of take on the whole entire idea that Makima's the control devil, doesn't that make every single thing that actually happened to Denji this whole entire time being predetermined? We can only hope. This boy needs to break America. Oh, my chair's falling down. But doesn't this kind of like possibly just hint that maybe everything's transpired in this whole entire manga has been pre-orchestrated by Makima, essentially? Because we understand that Denji kind of at a point said he's not doing this anymore. He's given up. Everyone wants to kill him. But considering now we understand that she's the control devil, it kind of makes you wonder whether or not every single That's a good point. Is he immune? That's a good point, because I still don't know, because it does sort of it would make a more interesting kind of manga, because again it kind of again trivializes the whole entire main character of a shonen manga, because beforehand it's always kind of with Denji's actual kind of motivation to actually kind of touch boobs was actually kind of trivialize the entirety of like the MC dream, essentially. And if to say possibly that maybe Makima's actually is controlling him, it makes it then even more interesting, because at that point you kind of been following a null void, essentially. Which actually makes Aki's entire existence much more ironic, because you're meant to be following him instead of actually following a controlled person who realised soon enough that dreams don't actually kind of exist, and it all just kind of essentially. But that's if. Hold up a second. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Up a second. Let's go back. Chainsaw Man Chapter 1. Where are we? Right, let's have a look then. Man, good old days. The good old days with Chainsaw Man. No. Doesn't she at one point say be my dog? At some point in the manga as well, if I remember correctly. Doesn't she actually say that at some point? Yeah, if you're my pet, I'll give you food. So does that possibly hint that that he is literally controlled this whole entire time? Possibly. I don't know, because considering how now we understand yeah. I don't know. It hints at two different things. It hints at possibly he's been controlled this entire time since chapter 1, but also possibly maybe that he's outside of the realms of her control. Which possibly makes her kind of a bit more, I'd say, interested in him. But then she's able to actually then control him, because she's able to understand what he truly wants. And then she uses, I guess she doesn't really kind of utilize that in one of the chapters later on, if I remember correctly. Until Denji, I guess, realizes that, again, everyone wants him dead or wants his heart, and no one really cares about him truly. So it's a possible double-edged sword in a way, like in essence how in one way you could interpret that possibly he's controlled this entire time, and it kind of takes out the agency of his character entirely. No way does it actually include my boy. I need to see that. No way the gun devil take out my boy. Oh man. Where is it? There we are. I need to. Let's have a look. Where are we? That is like the boy. He got the boy. How could you take out the good boy, the goodest of all boys, the man who gives us the echelon of boys? Alas. Man. F's in the chat, my boys. F's in the chat for that, for our boy. The Gun Devil's gone too far. The Gun Devil's gone way too far at this point. We ride at dawn, boys. We're taking down the Gun Devil. But yeah, I don't know. I'm viewing the entirety of this manga a different way now. Again, it's speculation on my part whether or not it actually is that case. I need to actually go back and reread like most of Chainsaw Man to actually kind of get an entire like understanding that possibly he actually is controlled. But if it actually is the case, it's a very clever kind of subversion, because again, Denji exists to kind of trivialize the MC of a shonen manga. If you kind of take out his actual involvement, and he's basically just a vessel for Makima to actually take down everyone, once again kind of does add on to this whole entire idea of like the bitter irony of his character as well as Aki's as well, because Aki kind of exists as the character you should be following, when in fact actually is relegated to the secondary character. The same thing applies if, say, Denji is controlled. Denji's basically got no agency in this whole entire world. He's basically just a vessel that everyone wants, but no one cares about him truly. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing if that's the case. But at least the one other kind of idea we've got now is actually we know what a Gun Devil looks like. He's very he's, as I said beforehand, very Tetsuo the Iron Man. He's very Sakamoto about the whole entire thing. So I don't know. This whole entire thing has gotten to a point I just can't predict it. Like, I'm guessing now we understand to a point what everyone else wants. They want Makima dead. So it makes us then wonder what else can Makima actually do. That's the other thing to note as well, because clearly there must be a event that's why Aki dies. Possibly we might be saying that Denji's controlled this whole entire time, but actually he isn't. He might be controlled later on. Actually leads to the whole entire event that when Aki dies, we don't know. That's the thing. But clearly there has to be an event that changes the perception of how we see Makima, and actually then how everyone else sees Makima as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Now what? Where do we go from here? Like, it's a whirlwind of different like possibilities at this point, because clearly now we understand that the world's going to start kind of ushering in towards where Makima actually is, and possibly trying to take her down. So we've got that whole entire possible outcome later on, which then kind of makes us wonder, I guess, who else are the spies in Japan then? Possibly as well. That's the other thing to note. But yeah, it's a very interesting course of events at this point. We don't necessarily know exactly, as we say every single week at this point. We don't exactly necessarily know where this whole entire thing's going. Like, it could in theory go that Makima actually might not inherently be the evilest character in the whole entire manga. Oh, really? So I don't know, because again, we don't necessarily know fully her entire motivation. Again, she's kind of, we understand she's 95% evil, but at that point it's still 5% missing. So it might just turn. I don't know. It might just turn around and be like, oh yeah, Makima's not truly evil. It might then hint at the whole entire world's evil. That's the thing. We don't necessarily know. We know everyone wants Makima dead because I guess she's a power move in the whole entire thing. She's kind of like she's the, I guess she's kind of the bishop in a way in like a chess game, or the rook. Was a rook a more powerful player than the bishop? You kind of know what I mean. She's kind of like, if the whole entire thing's a chess game, she's one of the most powerfulest like what's it called, chess pieces in the whole entire game. Denji's probably like down there in like the knight territory, and Makima's kind of further up. So it's again, what does this whole entire thing mean for the rest of the whole entire manga, and whether or not this whole entire chapter's actually kind of just 180'd the whole entire manga itself. That's the other thing to note as well, because it's not just what we're looking for the future. It's actually kind of like what do we understand about the past. I guess so. That's the thing. We don't necessarily know right now how we see the events of the past, whether or not Aki as well, because Aki doesn't fully say at some point, or last chapter, that he doesn't know why he actually kind of loves her so much. So there's that whole entire thing as well. There's been hints that there's actually more going on even before this whole entire thing took place, that what might in theory be kind of happening. Maybe it could be control versus freedom, but it's the same time, I guess we know above all else that above all else everyone wants control of the Gun Devil. That's the thing we do actually understand at this point. Everyone wants control of the Gun Devil. I thought that was actually part of the church. You know that. I actually thought it was a part of the church. That's why I didn't actually mention it. But now you mention it. What is with the giant effing cross? What's with the giant cross besides being a reference to the Justice album? I don't know. That actually is a good point. But whether or not it's actually kind of like, I don't know. There's a dude in the audience as well. I just realised that. There's actually a dude in the audience in the church. But I don't know. It is just a part of church. That's why I thought originally it was a part of church, because Fujimoto kind of plays a lot with the whole staging of a scene. So I'm guessing it couldn't just be a part of church. But yeah, I don't know. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared of what might actually transpire next chapter, because clearly there's the idea that the world is going to kind of maybe she's pretending Denji. Maybe Denji's there the whole entire time, or just kind of comes in at that point. I don't know. But at the same time, it has to either be the Gun Devil or Denji. But why would it be the Gun Devil? Surely everyone would be like, oh shit, the Gun Devil. Like, that's the thing. Everyone would have been like, oh shit, the Gun Devil. But no one's kind of mentioned it at this point. So who's to say? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. This is a perplexing chapter, to say the least, because it doesn't necessarily give us any answer. It gives us one answer to who Makima actually is, but on top of giving us one answer, it gives us 10 more questions that we don't actually necessarily know the answer to, but we're meant to speculate whether or not actually might be the case. I still maintain there was more going on beforehand. Maybe. Possibly. That's the thing. We don't. I guess we'll probably know. But then at that point, what's gonna happen? So possibly does that? Don't know. If Denji finds out that Makima's got the Gun Devil, won't he just be like, "What the fuck, man?" Essentially, he won't be happy. He'd be like, "Gun Devil," but wait a minute, why is Gun Devil Makima? What's going on here? And it kind of dispels the whole entire thing out once again, that truly does anyone actually really care about Denji? And what's the whole entire thing with the door as well? We still don't necessarily know the door just yet. That's the thing, that's also a massive caveat of the whole entire manga. Besides, we kind of know it might be something to do with hell itself, but at the same time, the caveat also is the door that should not be open at this point. Where is Kobeni? That's a good point, where is Kobeni? Unless, theory time. You don't reckon Kobeni's been turned into the gun? You don't reckon Kobeni's been turned to the Gun Devil? Possibly. I don't know. Because again, the entirety of Kobeni's actual kind of like disappearance is kind of suspicious. We understand they've been manufactured beforehand as well. So there's that whole entire idea. So whether or not, it's a different question. It's a very kind of like a big question mark on the whole entire manga of what's happened to Kobeni and whether or not Kobeni's been turned into something at this point. Bro, what are you hitting me with? What are you hitting me with? What's going on here? What twist we getting here, boys? What twist we getting here? I'm scared. I'm Fujimoto. I don't need this. I don't need this level of like, what the fuck, man? I got through Fire Punch and still survived somehow. Don't need this level of like Good point. Very good point. Because we don't. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. But why would Makima tell anyone that she's resigned, unless the whole entire thing's under secret? But then, I don't know. It's kind of that's a very good point actually. I guess we don't necessarily know kind of what does in theory happen to her. I mean, everyone else died essentially. That was with Kobeni, or as we know, kind of just really wounded. So we know that, but she's kind of just vibing somewhere. So she could in theory come back next week and actually be like, by the way, hell is like fucking weird. And then I don't know. Just everything just transpires. Yeah, now we got to wait 9 days. Not just 7. We got to wait 9. We got to wait until like goddamn Sunday. So goddamn, that's gonna be a hoot to wait for. It's gonna find out what happens next because Fujimoto would be like, by the way, Gun Devil. By the way, Marco Control Devil. By the way, the whole entire manga actually might be one massive lie. It's like, what the fuck? What now, boy? What do we do? So yeah, I mean, we'll leave it there for today. We'll find out what happens on Sunday next week, and actually whether or not we do survive it. Because god damn it, we might just leave it like our brains might not be here anymore. This bro might just be destroying the entirety of Shonen Jump at this point. I do believe it. Everyone's just hyped for everything else. I'm just sitting here going, Chainsaw Man is just destroying this whole entire publication at this point. It's so good. It's so good. The man's just rising upon the ranks somehow and doing it. He's doing it. I do believe in our boy Fujimoto. Oh god, I love this manga. I love this manga so much. It's so goddamn good. But anyway, we'll leave it there for today. We'll find out what happens on Sunday. So until then, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow on Twitch because indeed it does me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a like and then also leave a sub because both do help me quite a lot. You actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, and follow on Twitter or join the Discord as well because both do help me quite a lot, and both will then tell you when new streams are live and any other streams I do as well. Until next time, some more Chainsaw Man. See you guys later. Bye for now.